Meet MOA.
You've all heard of superfoods, right? Well, do you really know what that means? Well, superfoods are nutrient-rich foods that provide health-supportive benefits. Some of these foods are ones that we're familiar with, like kale and beets and sweet potatoes and blueberries. But others are more exotic superfoods that include things like acai, noni, mangosteen, goji berries. Well, now that you know what a superfood is, you probably realize that it's pretty difficult to get access to many of them due to their exotic origins. But some of the superfoods we talked about are available at your local farmers markets. However, others are rare, they're expensive, they're out of reach most of the time, and that's where MOA comes in. MOA is a superfood supplement that brings you all of the best in a mixture that brings health benefits from ingredients from all over the world. MOA is a superfood supplement that is in our Nutrifii line, and we're very excited about this product. And who I have with me today is Dan Weiser, and Dan was the formulator on this product. And Dan is a chemist by trade. He's been formulating for over 20 years, and he's formulated some amazing products in the industry. He's really an incredible person who knows the business, and we've been working together for a long time on this project.
Almost 2 years.
2 years. Has any other project taken you so long?
This is the longest beverage project I've ever been on.
The longest beverage product. Well, that's a good thing, right?
It's a good thing. We've had a lot of time to work out what we really want to present to the customer, and we ended up with a better product overall.
That's right. It has taken us a very long time because I have this kind of
She's difficult.
I'm slightly difficult, but that's okay because look at what MOA is. MOA is ingredients from all over the world. When a lot of other companies are picking one special fruit, deciding that to make their marquee fruit, we've decided to pull in ingredients from all over the world to give you benefits from all of this.
Yeah, and the big thing to remember is that it's not just a fairy dusting of ingredients in the formula itself. The ingredients are actually in there at a substantial amount. It's not a 95% water beverage. It's a 95% high potency, what did you call them, superfoods, nutrient rich. What we ended up with was a nutrient dense nutritional beverage because of all the materials that go into it.
That's right, and we have some ingredients in here that are so high that they're in at clinical levels, and let's talk about a few of those.
Well, it is, and that was the goal, and that's what Deanna asked me to do, is to make a formula that has ingredients that we can talk about as far as clinical efficacy, because we want a product that's actually going to provide some real benefit to the consumer. And the first thing I want to talk about would be, that taste that you experience when you open a bottle of MOA. What do you think about the taste?
Well, we see all this beautiful fruit, right? We see all this beautiful fruit, and people think, wow, this is like a fruity juice. And then they taste it, and they're like, this is not a fruity juice. And it's got a bit of a kick to it.
Well, yeah, and like you said, it's not a super fruit juice, it's a superfood product, right? And the kick that you're experiencing comes from what's commonly called black seed or black cumin, and the scientific name is...
Oh, I'm the worst at it. Go ahead. You say it. I know you say it. You pronounce it better.
Nigella sativa. And it is a very potent spice, and just what Deanna wanted, because it does have clinical support to demonstrate that it is effective taken in the body. And a couple things that it does. It's a potent antioxidant, as you can imagine. Just from the taste, you can understand that there's something there. And the key antioxidant in the Nigella sativa is called thymoquinone. And what we know about this material is that it actually helps to upregulate the body's own production of glutathione and superoxide dismutase. We know that there are 2 clinical studies that support what I just mentioned about the glutathione and the SOD, the superoxide dismutase, and also it has a beneficial effect on cholesterol. So it's not just something to add spice to the drink. That's part of how it functions. It's an indicator that it's an effective ingredient, plus the clinical studies.
And it's been used in the Middle East for thousands of years, and there's over 100 known different compounds just in that seed.
It's very potent.
It's very potent. And so, when you pick it up and you taste MOA for the first time, just be prepared. Know that it has a slight kick to it. And I'll never forget when we brought the product into the office and we had everyone try it, and they were expecting a fruity drink.
Yeah, I was a little concerned I was going to get fired at that point.
No, you're too awesome for that to happen. And it's just not, it's not at all fruity. But it's got a fantastic taste. And it, once you taste it, once you experience the benefits of the product and all the nutrients have to offer, you know, people are consuming this product at an unprecedented level. When we get testimonials back from Europe, they are over the top remarkable about what this product is doing for their body.
Well, that's good. And it's not surprising because of the ingredients that we have that have clinical studies. And one I really want to point out is the Maitake. Now, we actually have a trade name branded material in there, and it's called Maitake Gold 404. You can go on the internet, you can look it up and read about it. It's also sold under the name of Optinutrin. And again, you can Google these. Maitake Gold 404. Which one is the Maitake right here?
This is the Maitake, yeah.
I was just telling Deanna, I never see these in their raw form. Usually I get them, they've been processed and extracted. But Maitake Gold 404 has multiple patents on it and multiple clinical studies showing how it has benefits as an immunomodulatory ingredient. Okay? So this is a very, very well characterized ingredient. It's very well studied and documented. And it is included in the drink at clinically tested amounts. And that's really crucial. And that's, you know, part of what you're experiencing when you drink MOA is the nutrient density in this beverage, which includes these types of ingredients.
And you know, this Maitake that we buy is the most expensive raw material I have in the entire Nutrifii line. I think it's running well over $1,000 a kilo.
I was thinking closer to about 2,000 a kilo.
Yeah, it is very, very expensive, and it's expensive because the research shows the benefits on the body. And when we were designing this, that's what we wanted. It was the criteria. We're not just going to put some fruit that somebody stepped on in the Amazon into a juice bottle. We were going to get ingredients from all over the world that had proof behind them and put them in at those doses.
Right, right. You know, and we have actually 4 mushrooms in the MOA beverage. We've got the Maitake, we've got the reishi, the shiitake. We don't have a cordyceps to show you. And the great thing about these materials is that they all have substantial documentation so that we can make structure function claims according to U.S. Federal regulations. And the FDA is not very liberal in allowing companies to do that. So if you're going to make those types of structure function claims, you really have to have some good studies to support that. And we have that with these, the 4 mushrooms that we have in MOA. They are medicinal mushrooms. And interesting thing that people may not know about the reishi, the Maitake, or the shiitake and the cordyceps is that they're very potent antioxidants, just like the Maitake is. And the key ingredients in those are beta-glucans. Okay? Beta-glucans are polysaccharides, but they're very specific to stimulating the body's immune system. And to add on top of that, there's layers of interest in this. These mushrooms are grown on a biomass of purple corn. Purple corn is very, very rich in anthocyanins, so you've seen the dark purple. It's a very good indicator of the antioxidant capacity of a food or a fruit. Well, being grown on that biomass, these mushrooms actually uptake some of that antioxidant character, and testing shows that it does exist in these mushrooms as well. So not only do you get the polysaccharides, the beta-glucans, you get the anthocyanins from the biomass of the purple corn. It's a double whammy.
And you know, I've heard from some people, especially people that are used to drinking a liquid supplement that focuses more on one ingredient, but you guys have so many ingredients, you must just put it in at fairy dust levels. What would you say to that?
Well, in this case, that's not true. That really isn't true. We're using, in areas where we have clinical studies, clinically tested amounts, so that we know that you're getting the benefit. And, you know, there are a lot of ingredients, and some of those are functional to the formula, but most of those are functional to what the customer expects to get from a health benefit perspective. Okay? And your approach has always been whole foods because you really need everything that's in the food, right? Mm-hmm. They work together. When you start extracting things out, you get a specific function. Each of these antioxidants have their own specific benefit to give to the body. And we're not focusing on just one, so we have a variety because it kind of matches your whole food idea that it's just not one thing in a fruit. It's all the other things. It's the vitamin C, it's the enzymes, it's the proteins, it's the sugars. All that comes together to give us what nature intended our bodies to have to keep us healthy.
Yeah, and then we have things like aloe vera, and people see the aloe vera leaf here and they think, whoa, well that's great for sunburns and the outside of the body, and it's been used for a long time for those types of conditions. And most people don't know that it's actually very healing for the inside of the body as well.
Oh yeah, it is. It's got polysaccharides. Again, we go back to that polysaccharides. And in case you didn't know, polysaccharides are sugar. They're sugar molecules that are hooked together. More than one gives you a polysaccharide. 2 is a disaccharide, 3 is a polysaccharide. And
the chemist speaking.
Aloe has been around forever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My wife grows it. Somebody burns themselves in the kitchen, right? She cuts a piece off and covers the burn with the aloe. But ingesting it, we know there are specific benefits due to the polysaccharide content.
We wanted to add an ingredient, which was the Bioperine, that would actually help absorption of the nutrients into the cells.
Exactly, and that's another. Can you want to pick that up?
Yeah, that's right. That's right here. The Bioperine.
This is actually black pepper. Okay? Everybody's seen black pepper. They use it every day in their kitchen. But it's a specific extract of black pepper. And what it does is it helps promote the uptake of minerals and other nutrients into the bloodstream. This is clinically tested. It's well proven. Again, another example of the kinds of ingredients that are inside MOA.
Yeah, and it's taking that extra step to make sure that the nutrients you're getting actually get where they need to be within the body.
Right, right. That's so important. That's so important to the efficacy of the product itself. I'm looking at the Goji berries.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
And I was first introduced by a friend who's a Tibetan monk who said, Deanna, they're just incredibly minerally dense berries, and that they were used in Chinese medicine for thousands of years, and they're one of the most prescribed berry in Chinese medicine.
Right. And from the color, you know, this bright orange color is really, the colors are really indicative of what kind of antioxidants exist in the fruits. And this one, the bright orange, tells us that it's full of carotenoids. I think everybody knows about carotenoids and how healthy they are for you. But this actually is high in zeaxanthin, which is a great vision benefit ingredient, especially if you combine it with a supplement that has zinc. There's so many benefits that come from that. But the zeaxanthin is kind of a lost carotenoid. It's really something more in the supercarotenoid category. And the goji berry is very rich in that.
And you know, we talked earlier about the kind of bite in MOA that adds a bit of a spice. Well, this ingredient, right, that plays into that bite, doesn't it?
Now this is turmeric root, and everybody knows that turmeric is rich in curcumin. Gives you this bright color. That's what the curcumins look like. Curcuminoids are very, very well known in the industry for their antioxidant ability, for their anti-inflammatory capabilities. And this actually provides part of the characteristic taste. It's got a very resiny taste to it.
Well, and then you've got other ingredients, like how many people are eating seaweed on a regular basis, or tart cherries, or acerola cherries? They're just not foods that are staples, especially in the Western diet.
Yeah, exactly. You take a look at tart cherries, for example. I mean, it's not something that you would normally go out and drink. Or if you do drink it, you pour a lot of sugar into it because it's tart. That's why they call it tart cherry. But it has some great benefits. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's an antioxidant. Testing shows that it has benefits of reducing inflammation associated with arthritis. You know, so we take all of these antioxidants. It's not just one single antioxidant. It's not just xanthones from mangosteen. It's not just ellagic acid from strawberry. It's just not anthocyanins from blueberries. It's a combination of things, and that's kind of what you wanted, was that whole approach and not one specific target.
And a combination of things at levels that were substantial compared to a lot of other products on the market today that are just reconstituted powders.
Exactly, exactly. And MOA actually has a low, you have to put water in it, right? There's water in it. I'm not going to kid you about that. There's water in it. But there's not that much water in it. There are a lot of materials that go into this juice. It makes it difficult to process because of the particulate matter, right?
And you can see it in the glass when you drink it. You can actually see whole food particles because it's there.
Exactly, exactly. And all of that comes together to provide a very nutrient-dense beverage.
And when we can, superfoods are wonderful to add into our diets because they power our bodies, they boost our brain power, and they help protect us against disease.
Give MOA a shot and see what it can give back.